Hey guys, it's Michael Ward, and you're tuned in to Revolutionary Health, the show focused on Black gay men's health and wellness. So make sure you follow us on all our social media, Instagram and Facebook at The Counter Narrative, and Twitter at Building Desire. Subscribe and like this video by clicking the arrow, but most importantly, tell a friend to watch us. Hey, so one of the most important things to me on my journey to emotional availability and vulnerability has been repairing the relationship with my father. I think my father was the first relationship that I've ever been in. He was the first man that I ever loved, the first everything involving Black men. And starting that journey of repairing my relationship with my father has definitely helped me so much on my road to emotional availability. And I would say the starting point for us was definitely last year. Me and my father really had a great conversation where we kind of just put everything on the table. And we had to definitely be real with one another. And I myself had to get over my fear of being judged, my fear of perfection when it came to my father, my fear of him being disappointed in me. Because for so long growing up, all I wanted to do was please my father and be this perfect person for my father. And I realized along the journey when I wasn't, that it really caused a lot of fear for me, a lot of shame for me, and a lot of feelings that still come up right now of not being good enough, of what I'm doing in my life with my father. So I had to start with that relationship most importantly, because like I said, it informed everything. It informed the people that I dated, my friendship circles, everything. So last year we had a conversation that was transformative for me. And I got to let him know everything that I felt about growing up, the things that I liked and that I didn't like, the ways that he's influenced me and the bad things that I feel like as an adult that didn't help me open up to other Black men and my relationships with Black gay men specifically. And so I had to come to that conversation and say, hey, I know we can't change what happened to me in the past, but while we're still here, we have an opportunity to love each other, to talk to one another and just learn so much from each other. And it was one of the first times for me that I saw a different side of my father. And I think it was one of the first times for him that he kind of recognized wow, he's a full grown man. But it had to start with that conversation. And I had to be able to get over my fear of all of those things that he was going to say about me and judge me on of what I felt like. But, we sat down and we talked about how he raised me and me thinking that he did a really good job and him sharing some of his backstory of growing up with the Black father as well and how it was like growing up in his household and how he brought that into raising me. And it helped me so much, knowing that in some ways that we were really breaking the cycle of things, that we were really going to actively work on being better to one another. And so even to this day, my dad texts me now, he texts me that he loves me. We talk on the phone and he says that he loves me. He says that he's proud of me, that he cares about me. And the most important thing for me is that I know it's coming from a genuine, loving place. And there's no doubt, there's no pretense, there's no bull, anything about it. It's me showing up in that relationship and actively working on us having a better relationship. So if I can go back to my father and all of those things that make me ashamed and fearful and judged, and my father doesn't judge me and my father loves me for who I am, as a person, that's made it so much easier for me to come into my other relationships, whether that's platonic, friendship, any of those things, to be who I truly am as Michael Ward. So once again, thank you all for watching this video. Make sure again that you like this video and that you subscribe as well. And you find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Counter Narrative and Twitter at Building Desire.